Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to pass multi-dimensional arrays to functions. So let's create an integer array of 2 dimensions, and for the 2 dimensions I declare 2 constants. I call them dimension 1, which I initialize to 2, and another I call dim2, which I initialize to 3. And then I create an array called values with the 2 dimensions, and I directly initialize it. So the first dimension is 2, so that means I have 2 arrays here. So this is my outer one. In this case, I would initialize all the values to 0, but I actually want to specify some values. So 8, 2, 8, and 3. In the second one, I just pick 4, 1, and 6. And this is my 2-dimensional array. Now I want to have a function here, and I declare the prototype above the main. And this function should print out the array. So if you watch my other video on passing single-dimensional arrays to functions, we would do values, const, int, and some size. Now we have 2 dimensions, so what unfortunately we cannot do, we cannot just add another dimension here and then add another size for the second dimension. What we have to do is we have to hard code the second size. So what that means is for my array, I want it to be 3. And what this means for the function is, whenever I call this function, I can only pass an array that has a second dimension, which must be 3. So if the second dimension is anything other than 3, I cannot use this function. So this is somewhat unfortunate, but this is a limitation that we have to deal with. There's a way of doing it more nicely with pointers, but really if we don't want to use pointers, this is the way to go. So I implement this prototype below, print array, int values. First dimension again is variable, so that can be anything, but the second dimension is hard coded. So here I just output, I just go over the array. Oops, let me call this just r, 0, r less than the size. And then the nested loop, I just call it I less than 3. This is the hard-coded dimension. And then I output values at r and at I, and I add the line break after I iterate through each row. So how do I call this function? I call print array, name of the function, and then just the name of the array. And then the next argument is the size, and this is the first dimension here. So this would be dim1. Again, it doesn't matter how many dimensions you have, you just specify the identifier of the array, and that's all you need. And then when I run it, it nicely passes the array to the function and outputs 2, 8, 3, 4, 1, and 6. I could probably improve the formatting, but really I want to focus just on how we can pass multi-dimensional arrays to functions. So for any additional dimension, you would just add another set of brackets here at the function signature and at the prototype, and hard code the dimension that you have. I mentioned already, we can do it nicer with pointers, and also if you want to ever return arrays from a function, we would also use a pointer for this. But this is the way how you can pass multi-dimensional arrays to functions. Thank you for watching.